This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Happy Monday, guys. It's Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie. Welcome to the podcast. Today, we are focusing on the worst time to run into your ex-partner.
Is there a good time to run into your ex-partner?
I don't think there is.
I think it depends how it all ended, really.
I've got a horrific story that sort of sets me off a little bit, Kate, and I get emotional about.
Okay.
I was in love there for a couple of years.
Only a couple of years. Poor old BJ. What's she doing now?
No, this was before her. It's okay. You don't think that I had many loves in my life, Kate, but I travelled around the world. I'm a very versed man.
Spread the love, did you?
And unfortunately, a girl broke my heart when I lined up for the movies. And, oh, God, I was seeing Notting Hill at the time. I mean, that's worse, as bad as it is in itself.
Hang on, that's one of my favourite films.
But I ran into an ex. I've got a story for you up in the podcast that's a lot better than that one. You'll hear it in the pod.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Now, I'm all for people living out their dream. I think that we should be very supportive of that and not judge what people are into.
I agree.
Except in this case. And it's incredibly expensive, this guy living out his dream as well. Yeah. A Japanese man, his name's Toko-san, and he has apparently spent about 2 million yen, which converts to £12,500, which I guess is what, $25,000.
Yeah, about 25 grand.
He spent that much money on an eerily realistic border collie outfit to fulfill his lifelong ambition of being a puppy, of being a dog.
Now, these are proper, like, we are talking, this is like a doll. These are proper outfits, aren't they?
Well, it's big enough to fit a Japanese man inside.
Yeah.
And he's bought it through some company. I don't need to say their name because people will be rushing to get their own border collie outfits made quick as you like. But I'm sure you can see him on TikTok. He's got his own YouTube channel or something, and he climbs into the suit, and basically it is very realistic.
Yeah.
Looks like a life-size border collie.
Is it a fetish thing? Is it a sexual thing that he gets together with other people who dress up in these outfits and they sniff each other's bums, and do they?
I don't know. Well, I don't think that's actually.
Do they?
I don't think you see that on the video, but I think there has to be something about it that is like that. And even if it's not for him, it has to be for the people that are watching. I'm thinking if you're tuning in to see a guy, on all fours, and he does all the, he's drinking from his water bowl, and he's eating food, and he's waving to the camera sometimes, but in a dog-like fashion, of course. He doesn't want to give the secret away. Yeah. I'm sure people are watching him kind of getting off on the fact that, don't you think there's a fine line between that it's about humiliation? I'm trying to be articulate here, but I'm not. It's not working.
It's more fascination. People want to watch it just to see, is this for real?
Yeah.
So this is live streamed. You can watch him from home.
You can watch that. Oh no, little videos. He's doing very well. I mean, and some people are really supportive of it, which I guess is kind of cute. You're a really cute doggy. Yeah. I think it's really nice that if you want to be a dog, you can be a dog. It's 2023. You can do whatever. Come on. Whatever you can be, whatever you want to be. That's what we teach our kids.
Do you know what? If you're going to go all out, though, you have to. Like, you have to open a tin of Pow and you've got to eat it for me. If you want to be a dog, you got to show me, mate. You got to go up to your next door neighbour's fence and you've got to drop your strides and take a leap. And you've got to say, I'm just marking my territory here. You've got to go all out. Because do you remember, I find that a little bit fascinating, but I'd lose interest in a minute. But do you remember on 60 Minutes, do you remember that Romanian girl who was... Did you ever remember that? And she was raised with a herd of dogs. Did you hear about that?
No.
And she would...
So she thought she was a dog? I did. I saw her running.
Yeah, she would run like a dog. I think it was wolves or dogs or wild dogs. And she was raised raised by wild dogs.
Yeah.
And she would actually bark like a dog.
Yeah, but that makes absolute sense though, because she has been raised that way.
Yes.
There's something almost in her DNA that is dog-like. She's connected to the wolves or whatever it was that she was brought up with. This guy's got just some.
He's just got a suit on.
He's got a suit on.
He's got a suit on. That's all it is. I'm not paying to watch a guy put his suit on and drink out of a water bowl, Kate.
No, but I guess as far as costumes go, I don't think Border Collie's probably the kookiest costume that people have anyway.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about fetishes and things. Being a Border Collie might be actually quite conservative.
They're beautiful dogs
in the whole
Border
world
Collies.
of costumes.
Beautiful dogs. He's not a beautiful man.
Have you checked out whatif.com's top 10 winter weekenders yet?
How good's a what if tip?
Tweed Heads is in there, Lakes Entrance, Albury, Bendigo.
Yeah, you better book your winter getaway on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Worst time to run into your ex? 13 24 10 if you've got a story. I mean, there's a lot of stories of people getting new jobs, rocking up, had no idea, but their ex is in the same building as theirs.
Yeah, sharing a table at having a romantic dinner might be slightly awkward as well.
Well, yeah, when you're at work as well and your ex rocks up, that can be bad. This happened for Daniela Carbone, 47 years of age. She's a flight attendant in Argentina, Kate.
Oh.
And she was on her flight. She's checking everybody in. Then she gets on the flight. She does the safety demonstration. Everybody happy. She looks down on an aisle 13 and realises her ex is there with his new girlfriend going on holiday. PDAs, he sees her, he piles on the nuzzling into the neck.
Oh, he makes it worse.
Daniela gets a little bit flustered by this and
to escape.
decides to call the airline and say that there's 3 bombs on board. This is without a word of a lie. Tell the captain that we put 3 bombs on the Miami flight. The flight gets shut down, police, the whole airport gets shut down. Everybody's told to get off the flight, and she is arrested afterwards because she didn't want to see her ex go away on holiday with his new girlfriend.
Oh, that is so extreme. Bomb scares are right up there as far as things that you don't want to get in trouble for.
She was in a 5-year relationship with this guy. He was also a male flight attendant, so he's getting standby as well. He's only paying 10% of the flight, and he's going away with a dirty weekend with his new girlfriend.
Well, at least they're still not seeing each other. I mean, that would be worse, trying to go on a weekend. But if he's a flight attendant as well, couldn't he have done an advanced call and say, surely someone knows someone.
Yeah.
Hey, that flight heading out of here, heading to, I don't know, where were they going? Miami or somewhere for the weekend. Do you know if such and such is going to be attending on that flight today?
Well,
pick a different flight.
I went out with a girl and for around about 2 years, and I was in love, Kate, and then I remember I had to move states, but I tried a long-distance relationship, and I pleaded with her, come on, let's just try to make it work. And she said, it's really hard. And then in the end, she goes, you know what? I really want to make this work.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was 21 years of age.
Oh.
I said, I think this would be... let's try it, all right, and see how we go. And then I had to go back over interstate. I flew back to get some stuff, and I went with some mates to the movies and lining up for the movies. I swear, that looks like her at the front of the line. And so I walked down there just to see if it was her, and yes, it was, which was great. And she was lining up for the movies with another guy to go in. You don't think that was a shocking movie, that review?
Were you serious?
Yeah.
What did she do? Did you tap her on the shoulder?
Just the look on her face, the shock on her face.
Oh, the blood would have drained from her body.
Face. The thing is, I sort of knew the guy as well. Played footy with him a while ago as well.
Oh, no.
So they were just waiting for me to leave before they could go to the movies together.
Was it all over as of then?
It was all over. That was it. Done and dusted. I mean, I cried in the movies in a fetal position down the front for quite a while, which was a bit weird because I think we went and saw Platoon or something like that. Everyone thought I was really getting into the war movie. If it was a rom-com like Notting Hill, everyone would have gone, what a weak turd this guy is. I mean, it's not that sad.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
You haven't experienced this one, but welcome to the Dumb Criminals.
You've been hit by
All right, this is where
This
we
sounds
go.
like fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, let's start with the first one here in Australia. Luke Clark, he decided to steal a very famous Tirana in the Riverina area. And a guy used to lock it up in his shed every day, but he went away on holiday with his wife and he gave the keys to a mate just to check on it every now and then. You wouldn't believe it. While he was on holiday, his mate rang him and said, your car's been stolen. Now, Luke Clark actually stole it. The thing is, though...
What, Luke Clark, the guy that had been given the keys to look after
No,
it?
I think he was a mate of a mate.
Okay.
So this is how the police actually tracked him down quite easily, because what he did, he hired a trailer from the local Leeton petrol station. So where the Tirana was stolen, they went to the petrol station and they found out that he'd hired a trailer from there that anyone can hire.
Yeah.
He put the car on the back of that.
Yeah.
He then drove it into Sydney, so there was CCTV footage everywhere. And because it was a very, very rare brown Holden,
Oh, it's a nice looking car, isn't it?
police put out the call and people were ringing. There's a trailer with that car that you said that's been stolen that's driving into Sydney. So they traced it. They also found out the phone of the guy that was looking after it. They got his phone. There was photos of his mate stealing the car on the phone. The evidence just stacked up and poor Luke, he was busted. He's been hit by a dumb criminal. Over in Leeds, let's go to Leeds now, Kate, because a stolen car was found.
Another car.
Yeah, and we're talking about how cold it is this morning. A stolen car was found in the snow outside a house. Police did confirm that the car was stolen, and then they just followed the tracks from the car 50 metres down the road into a house.
To a garage or something.
Knocked on the door and said, boys, do you want to jump into the police car? Here's another one, though. This is the worst one of all. This is over in Ecuador. $50,000 worth of shoes was stolen by a trainer store. So we're talking Nikes, Adidas, all the latest shoes.
Yeah.
$50,000 worth of shoes. When they got home with the boxes to go through each pair of shoes, they realised that there was only the right pair.
Oh, no.
So they thought they'd hit the jackpot. They got back and the left shoes were in another warehouse, which is smart.
Why would they do that? I thought you were going to say the left ones were on display.
No, so when they actually go get the shoes, they go get the right ones first and the left ones, put them together and they sell them to the client. But they had $50,000 worth of right shoes. How do you offload those?
Well, I don't think you do. Got to find one-legged people.
Well done. There's the dumb criminal segment
That
for
was
you,
really
Kate.
fun.
Yeah, it was quick,
but
wasn't
I mean,
it?
aren't you just dumb to be involved in crime anyway, Fitzy?
Well said, Kate. Well said.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Kayla's given us a call from Colorado. Good morning, Kayla.
Morning, Taylor.
Oh, Kayla. Yeah, what did you want to talk about this morning, Kayla?
I've just finished my gym session.
Yeah.
It's 4 degrees, and about to go top it off with a walk.
Good effort.
No way. You're not going to get into the ocean after that, are you?
No, definitely not.
Have you ever had an ice bath, though? That seems to be the popular craze at the moment, Kayla.
It is, yeah. Everyone at the gym gets around it, but I don't think I could do it.
Kayla, what's the reason for getting... So what time does your alarm go off?
4:30.
Good effort,
And
mate.
why are you doing that? Why do you have to fit exercise in at this time of the morning?
Oh, I don't really have to, but it's nice in the morning. Get it out of the way,
Yeah.
and just have a few hours before the day starts.
You must have some dark days, though, Kayla, where that alarm goes off and you go, oh, there is no way I'm going out. It's 4 degrees outside at the moment. I'm not getting out there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Good effort, Kayla. Well done. That's congratulations. That's all I can do.
Congratulations. I mean, it's worth getting out of bed when you know there's a hot coffee somewhere down the road, you know. She'll probably walk along Coleroy Beach, watch the sun come up. What better way to start the week?
Well, she deserves an award. Actually, the Logies are announced. The nominations are announced today, aren't they?
Pop Kayla on the list.
Well, I think she's just as talented as 80% of the people that are probably nominated today, Kate.
I beg your pardon?
She's getting up at 4:30 and working out.
What do you mean?
That is unbelievable. Matt in Penrith, what did you want to talk about, Matty?
Good morning, Fitzy and Kate, and also Timmy.
Oh, it's Tom.
It's Tom, but thank you so much for that, Matt. I appreciate the error. Well done.
G'day, Matty.
Thanks, guys.
Where are you?
I'm out on the golf course. It's actually pretty cold at the moment. It's pretty dark.
Oh, do you work on the golf course, Matt?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a greenkeeper.
Good effort. What grass do they use on golf courses?
Every golf course is different, but this one has spike grass on the fairways.
Oh, beautiful.
You sound a bit nasally this morning, Matt. Have you got a cold, or is it just because it is cold out there?
No, I've been punched in the nose a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Do you want?
That's not what I'm calling up for, though. The segment you had last week about the cars with the highest kilometres.
Oh, yes, because my uncle passed down to my cousin his Land Cruiser, and it's done 750,000 Ks. You got something that can beat that, Matt?
Oh, yeah, I do. I thought mine was pretty impressive. I had a couple of Mitsubishi Tritons with over 450,000 Ks.
Yeah.
But the most impressive one I remember was a mate of mine. His dad owned a taxi company, and his first car was a hand-me-down taxi that was an AU Falcon.
Yeah.
And it had 797,000 Ks on it.
Oh, yeah. How long is that going to last, though, as your first car? You'd be a bit shattered, wouldn't you?
No, but what about that woman that called up and said that it had kind of clocked the 1 million mark and it had started all over again?
And
it got retired to the farm, I think, at that point.
they all got in there as a family and watched it clock over. Like it was a big moment for the whole family.
Maddie, can I just ask you a quick question about the golf course? Do you ever have to deal with anyone coming onto the golf course in the middle of the night and doing things in the holes that they shouldn't?
Oh, yeah, it's quite regular, absolutely.
Really?
What have you found in there, Matt?
I reckon probably there was probably two instances that were the best ones. I was working on a Sunday morning one time, and I got up to the 17th hole and found some species in the cup.
Oh, no, that's a good effort.
But the worst part that followed that was the boss at the time, he said, just throw the cup over the fence, we'll get a new cup out. So we got a new cup out, but then one of the member golfers brought it back in.
Oh, because you threw it over their fence.
Yeah. The other one was on one of the hills one time. We found we'll call it some special cuddle protection.
Oh, no. What are they?
That's not a knock. I just thought you mowed lawns and watered things.
Made love to the 9th hole. You can't do that. Matty, thanks for your call. We got one more, Jason in Colby. Good morning, Jace.
No, it's Colby from Jason. G'day, guys. I'm just calling up. My dog's been eating the crutch out of me underwear. I just wanted to know if you guys could relate at all.
Are you ringing, mate? We've had the best week without you, and you're ringing in for first calls.
Hold on a tick, guys. I'm just trying to land something in the hole of the 18. It's not easy.
How are you going, mate? We miss you.
Yeah, g'day, Tigers. I thought I'd give you a call because I miss you. I miss you so much as well. It's quite late over here. It's pretty.
Yeah, jokes,
11 o'clock.
Joke's done, mate. You don't have to do any more impressions. Where are you currently? Where are you?
I'm in a little area in France. Having a great time with my wife, and she wanted to get away, and I said to her, honey, it's during survey time, the guys are still on air, and I'm furious that she's dragged me here. I'm furious. I would love to be there, taking out the next riddle time or whatever we've got going on. Or shivers, I just got, sorry mate, I just got hit on the head by a painting of a fish. This is a Japanese restaurant.
A what is he?
What is he doing?
By a painting of a fish. I think he's referring to when you got hit by a fish at the restaurant last week. He's been podcasting.
That is so sad, Whipper. If you take time off and go to the other side of the world, please don't listen to the show.
Guys, I miss you. I'm stuck with my wife and she doesn't want to listen to anymore. Nobody cares. I've got no one to talk to.
He's done some research on the show and come with a couple of jokes.
Mate, I've been listening to it, and I'll tell you what, I'm so glad when I left that you did not weigh me, which you have done before when we take a holiday break, to see how much damage I do during that time period. But this has been extraordinary.
How was the wedding, mate, of Guillaume and Tammy Ingham? Was it a good day, mate?
Yes, a wonderful celebration.
You looked so dapper.
You did. You looked
Look, that was a
amazing.
good turn.
Was there
Really good
chicken on the
turn.
menu or?
You wouldn't believe it. There was chicken on the menu. Now I don't know which paddock of the Ingham fan it came from. Mate, Guillaume apparently
Seagulls,
is a
was it?
chicken. Lilydale. Guillaume is a chicken specialist. I didn't realise this.
Yeah, well,
But
he married
he's
it.
an absolute fiend for a bird. And I'll tell you what, he'll take it anyway. You want to mince it, you want to roast it, you want to carve it, throw it at him. Guillaume will eat it.
How many bottles of wine have you had before you give us a call, mate?
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Oh, you didn't hear about the earthquake yesterday, Kate? You didn't
No.
feel it at all?
No.
It happened in Appin, in New South Wales. 3.1 on the Richter scale. Is 3.1 large? It's not really. Well, let me go through the story a little bit more here. Because the earthquake had a depth of 3 kilometres and was felt by at least 14 residents across the region.
Big news story. Are you wondering why I didn't hear about it?
Residents near Appin took to social media to share how they felt the tremors. Our whole house shook and there was a huge bang like an explosion. Well, that would be pretty scary, you would think. It's really good there. That doesn't do much damage, they say. He said, while the quake was a bit of a novelty and excitement on a Sunday, it wasn't the first time the region has been struck in recent years.
I've never heard of this.
I've never heard of it either.
I mean, Appin's kind of... it's certainly not remote, but it's not city centre.
No, it's not. It's a beautiful part of the world, Appin. Well, okay, Kate, what I did last night, I thought, why don't I find out a bit more, and I ring the Appin Hotel.
Oh, okay.
And, okay.
Since when does anyone have this much time on their hands? How did you do this and see Flash at
It
the
was
cinema?
hard. Do you know what it reminded me of? What you have to do, because I couldn't come into the studio, Tommy, what you have to do, it reminded me of Dad with a boom box, and he used to tape off a radio. You'd have to have 2 boom boxes together, press record at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So I had 2 iPhones. I had BJ's phone. I recorded on BJ's phone, and I did speakerphone from my phone to the Appin Hotel on my bed, just in a room.
Amusing yourself.
With the kids outside yelling, Dad, I had to stop a couple of times and go, shut up. Okay, so I've rang the Appin Hotel. I need you to take a guess of how many Appin puns I can get into the call.
How long's the call?
So it goes for a minute. 1 minute.
Half a dozen. Maybe. Well, not even. 3 or 4. I can't even think of an Appin pun.
Okay. Well, it's just how many times I can say the word Appin. So I rang the Appin Hotel. The guy.
Who'd you get?
I don't even know the guy's name, but I'll tell you what, he was a bit of a character. Here it is.
Appin Hotel.
G'day, mate. Did anyone hear about the earthquake today there?
No.
You didn't hear the earthquake that happened in Appin?
No.
You don't know when it happened?
Never heard about it. You're just telling me.
Oh, God, it happened today.
Yeah?
Has it happened before?
It never happened.
Oh, didn't it? Are you scared it'll happen again?
Okay, well, what?
Are you scared it might happen again?
Never happened here and never will happen.
No, I suppose there's no way to prevent it from happening, is there?
No.
I'm reading it on the news now. 3.1 earthquake.
Yeah, well, never happened, didn't happen.
Didn't it? So it's never happened there before.
No. Especially with a coal mine under us, you think you'd know about it, but...
Well, you think that'd make it happen, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
All right, I happen to have someone else calling me, mate.
All right, mate.
All right, have a day.
Haven't happened to you too.
17, Kate. I got 17.
You did well.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
You know I love the Royals, Fitz. And I do want to talk to you about Meghan Markle, but did you see the incredible vision of the royal family at the trooping of the colour?
What is the trooping of the colour?
I don't know. It just means there's another whole series of fabulous photos flocking to the internet.
Kate was just saying, after we just had the coronation, everything that they've gone through, all the engagements that they've had, Kate said to me this morning before we went on air, do you reckon the royal family just look at it and go, what is it, the trooping of the colour or something?
God.
Do we look at our schedule and go, oh my gosh, do we have to do ourselves up again?
Because they've had a big year. It's like when people start complaining about the fact that, oh my goodness, everyone's having a baby shower this year, or this is the year of weddings, all my friends are getting married.
Yeah.
Imagine the poor royal family.
That's it. Nan died.
Or they had the Jubilee before that.
Of course.
Then she died.
Yep.
Then they had the funeral. Then Dad became king. And then you think things are, maybe it might be a quiet month. Oh no, trooping of the colour, and they've got to put their hats on and wave on the balcony.
What do you
again.
do with the trooping of the colour?
You stand on the balcony, you look fabulous, and I think there are planes. That's all I know. All I know is
So Top Gun.
Kate looked... It's basically Top Gun in London. No, I want to talk to you about Meghan Markle. We know that she lost her podcast deal with Spotify.
Yes.
And her and Harry did the Netflix series.
Yes, which I think was one of the... I think that was the...
most watched subscription TV shows of 2022.
Didn't they get paid like $100 million for that?
It was 81 million pounds.
Far
So
out.
over $100 million. But apparently Netflix bosses are now saying that maybe, I love this term, now I can't find it. Oh, they believe that the lemon has been fully squeezed. So maybe, I'm going to use that. I don't know what about or who about, but I think they might be thinking that what is left to offer
I
as far
agree.
as a story goes, and maybe people are getting a little bit tired of, two people who went to the other side of the world for privacy and are more public than ever.
Well, hasn't Harry signed a 4-book deal? He's only brought out 1 with Spare, and there's another
really?
3 to go.
I didn't know that.
So there's a lot of things up there you would think would be up their sleeve, but I agree. I think a lot of the first, with the documentary, a lot of people wanted to see controversy. They saw it, and so what are you coming back for?
Yeah, Meghan isn't going away anywhere very soon. It seems as though she might be signing a deal with Dior, the fashion house.
Oh, there you go. Well, then she gets her own fragrance. Do you think she'll get back into acting again? She's a mum now.
Oh,
Tough.
I think she might. She has a lot on her plate, but a Dior contract be worth a hell of a lot of money. People like Johnny Depp and Charlize Theron, like they're all on the Dior books. I don't know what that means exactly, or whether she has a fragrance, or she's the face, or she shoots the campaigns like Harry Styles shot for Gucci or whatever.
But that's
know.
one day. That's a photo shoot for one day, isn't it? Isn't it? If you're doing an ad for television, maybe a 2-day shoot. You're working 3 days a year for millions
for
of dollars.
£100 million. I wouldn't say no.
But
I don't think they'd ask me.
You should bring out your own fragrance.
I don't want anyone smelling like me.
Well, see, Delta's got her own fragrance. I think
She's had a few.
Guy and Jules have got their own fragrance as well. Tommy, can you find out what that's called?
Yeah.
I think even the lady from Melbourne Housewives. What was Gina Liano? She has a fragrance.
What could you call yours, Kate?
You could call it Milko, but then you just smell like off milk.
Rotten Milko. You've got to go. I think
The scent of Summer Bay.
Yeah, the scent of Summer Bay. There has to be a Summer Bay theme to it.
It'd be kind of citrus with hints of, sandy shores.
Because visually we can see Summer Bay all the time, every night, but we can't smell Summer Bay. What does Summer Bay smell like? What is the smell? There'll be some... there's always trouble going on, so there'd be some really rancid areas of Summer Bay, I would say. Would Yabby Creek stink as well?
Well, I would imagine so. It doesn't... All the bad people came from, the delinquents came from Yabby Creek. The guy who was teasing you at school, he'd just come in from Yabby Creek High. Do you know what I mean?
So he smells like a dump.
Yeah, he does.
So, but Summer Bay would have a hint of... What would you have in there? Salt? You have
lemon.
Salt in the air, lemon.
Oh, maybe, yeah, that's what I mean. It'd be a little bit fruity.
The smell of desperation, I suppose. There's a lot of people in there as well.
What are you saying?
I don't know. There's a lot of desperates hanging around Summer Bay trying to get famous.
I think you're looking at it from the wrong angle. I think people go to Summer Bay. That was what the show was always originally about, was, children with broken wings coming to the foster family and being mended and sent on their way.
It's a beautiful story, isn't it?
It is.
But we've got to capture that in a fragrance. In an aroma. How do you capture broken wings from broken families in a fragrance?
I don't know.
We should bring out a Summer Bay fragrance.
I think there'd be
People
a
would love
trademark kind of issue with that.
Yeah, true.
You'd have to speak to Seven.
Or would you know someone? You'd have to know someone that works there, wouldn't you?
I know heaps of people. They just don't talk to me anymore.
They don't talk to you at all anymore.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I got a great story for you, Fitz, and I tried to tease it before the song, but it went terribly wrong. But that doesn't mean it's not a great story. Just means I need to practice on the weekend a little bit more.
Well, you've pumped it up now. I'll be the judge of this.
You know what? I guarantee this is a great story because it filled me with joy when I read it, and I'm sure there are going to be mums everywhere listening in their cars right now thinking, oh, thank God somebody is lowering the standards and just being really honest. There's a woman on TikTok who has actually shared an invitation that she has received from a friend of hers, and this friend of hers is throwing a 5th birthday party, I think, for her twins. Yeah. But rather than kind of, I don't know, your boys are a bit older now, but there's so much pressure on birthday parties.
Oh, without a doubt.
And maybe for little boys, but I certainly know for little girls. And that the extravagance and the expense, it's out of control. The expectation, everything has to look Instagram. Well, it doesn't have to, but there is an expectation that, if it's not Instagram worthy, it's not worth having at the party. People forget that the kids are 5 years old and they just want to run around the backyard or jump in the pool. So this woman has finally done what I think everyone else wants to do, and she's basically said that the party's going to be brought to you by Pinterest fails and the dollar store.
So it's going to be a cheap party.
And that there are just come. She even says for the kids to bring their cozies. She must have a pool in the backyard. Bring your cozies because nothing is probably going to be good enough, and the kids are going to end up in the pool anyway.
Yeah,
and that's what they want to do.
Yes.
They don't want any help. So don't put your hands up and try and bring a plate. No need to be polite when you get there. There aren't going to be fancy party bags. I'm not going to, do the big kind of wreaths of balloons and the, just all of the cupcakes that you've paid $7 a pop for that the kids eat the icing off and then they go to waste and they go in the bin.
Dad'll dress up as Batman. That'll be simple. He'll just wear a black
and
cape
then be
that's it.
taken by the police.
Yep.
But no, it's so... Look, there's not much to the story, but I just wanted to make you feel better that if this week is the week where you're planning the birthday party for Saturday and you're trying to get the number 6 cake tin, or you're trying to order the cake, or you don't know where to get the pop cakes and the balloons and it's going to cost a fortune and you can't even pay the bills, don't worry about it. Throw caution to the wind and just have a party that the kids like.
Well said, Kate. Do you remember the Hungry Jack's birthday parties? And you'd get your own T-shirt, you'd get an ice cream cake, you'd play on the playground and all you would get is a Happy Meal, and that's all you needed.
And you were happy.
And that was it. That was all you needed in life.
I don't even know. We might get a Redskin and a Milko in a lolly bag and maybe a yo-yo. Mum would make an Australian Women's Weekly cake. And we were grateful.
That's well done, Kate.
And there wasn't even social media. I've got a couple of photos in a shoebox now of me with my kids sitting on the brown carpet in my fibro house in Campbelltown, and it was the best party ever.
It's like Roxy Jasenko's kids' parties, in the backyard with a blow-up pool, real cheap. Yeah, nothing really there. Just bring your cozies.
Low key.
Not much to do. And then we'll go on a yacht in the harbour. Tomorrow,
so it was good. Can you give me a rating out of 10 for the story, considering the tease was woeful?
The tease, 2 out of 10. The story was 8 out of 10. Well done, Kate.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.